Alright, it's been a mostly uneventful couple of weeks with me just sort of plugging away at various things. For example, I think I'm nearly at the end of Death's Door. I say I think because I'm one great soul away from collecting all three of them, but I have no idea what's going to happen when that big ass door on the mountain opens up. I'm assuming based on my completion percentage that it'll be like one final dungeon and the last boss, but I'm never sure with these kind of things. The one thing I actually regret not doing is making notes or taking screenshots of where certain points of interest were for backtracking purposes. I've finally got all the spells that, and I have vague memories of walls to bomb and things to grapple hook to, but I can't remember their precise location, so I'm just wandering around like an idiot, looking through all the previous areas looking for stuff to find. Although I quickly discovered that this is worth doing a lot, because there are these combat shrines that are a bit samey and kind of easy, but they upgrade your stuff, and I cannot stress enough how nice it is to have an upgrade for the bombs that stops them from blowing yourself up, and because I've done that an embarrassing number of times. I'll probably finish this up this week, and if I'm being honest, I'm kind of sad to see it end. I've also started playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Switch. I had this game on the Wii back when it first came out, and I quit playing it shortly after leaving the first town area, and I can't quite remember what about it made me want to stop playing so much, because right now I'm having a pretty good time. A lot of the side quests I've done so far are really stupid, boring, like bad MMO tier nonsense, but having the game on a system that's portable makes that side of the game not bother me so much. See, I don't actually own a pair of headphones at the moment. I've not bothered to get new ones since my last pair broke. So when I'm playing Xenoblade on, let's say, the train to and from work, I'm sort of reluctant to progress the plot, because, you lose something in the cutscenes when you can't hear them. So when I'm playing at home, I focus on moving the story along, and when I'm on the train, having quick tasks to do, like kill 3 bunnies or something, is, perfect. I really like the setting for the game too. There's just something cool about 2 big boys that died in combat, and their corpses have just been there for so long that people started growing on them. In practice, it's still just plains and dungeons or whatever, but as a concept for a world, it's pretty neat. I like it. Another game I started recently was Ukulele, but I don't know about this one. It's kind of balls. Like, granted, I'm only on the second world, so maybe it'll become a bit more engaging later. But as of right now, I'm not really enjoying it at all. I thought going in that this would be an easy pick, for a good game, since I played a shit ton of Banjo back in the day. And, I still really like that game, but there's something about this one that just bores me to tears. The one thing that really stands out to me about the game, though, is the sound effects being really irritating. The big one for me being the sparkle noise that plays from the pages when you're in their general area. Like, it's cool that it makes a noise to let you know that you're near something important, but it's really fucking loud, and when you can't locate or get the pagey, immediately, it becomes really irritating. This is the worst example, but they're just bad across the board. Thankfully, you can turn down the stupid noises and the, grating, talking sounds in the options menu. So on my next session, those sliders are going right the fuck down. It's weird too, because Banjo has a sort of similar sound design, but it's way less imposing for some reason. There's also a really funny feature in the game where you can unlock and equip these tonics that do various things, and one of the tonics you get right from the jump is this 64-bit tonic that's supposed to make it look like an N64 game, in reference to its roots, of course, but I think the developers forgot what N64 games looked like and perform like, because this thing just makes the game unplayable. The graphics look like unwashed ass, and the performance just tanks with the frame rate going all shitty. I had to switch it back immediately. Anyway, I'll slog through this one, but I don't see myself having a lot of fun with it going forward, if I'm being honest. On stream, though, I've been a little bit more productive. I actually finished Ghosts and Goblins, and I know this game commands quite a legacy online, in retro gaming circles or whatever, but I just don't see it. This game is fucking anus. I hate this thing so much. The franchise definitely got better as it went on, since Super Ghouls and Ghosts is actually a lot of fun, but the first one on NES is easily one of the most annoying games there is on the system. It has this reputation of being really hard, but it's not hard because of an actual, genuine, fun, well-designed challenge, but because it's designed and it performs like complete bullshit. The controls are really stiff, so it's extremely easy to fall into pits, but even once you get used to that, the enemies are so much faster than you and come in from such awkward angles all the time that the game just feels really unfair. This idea goes double whenever there's one of those stupid red devil things in a stage, because they shoot shit at you while going just wherever the fuck they want, and if you aren't fighting them like one-on-one on a purely flat surface, you're just dead. You're just fucked. It's over. Maybe if the controls were smoother, things might be a bit more manageable, but the level design is so shit that even fixing that stiffness probably wouldn't matter. Also, most of the weapons in the game are completely useless, with the only good ones being the knife, because you can like rapid fire it, and the shield, which is a shit weapon, but you need it to be able to fight the final boss, otherwise you get sent back 2 stages when you beat the last one. The series went on to be pretty good, but this first console version was a complete disaster. Fuck this game. Finally, I would like to bring everyone's attention to another free-to-play game I found on Steam while I was streaming that segment, called Bloody Hell. It's a short adventure game about a chicken that has to go to hell on behest of God in order to kill Satan. The gameplay is a little bit Hollow Knight and a little bit Dark Souls and quite a lot Enter the Gungeon, but that's an interesting mix, and for $0 it's worth checking out. It's pretty hefty in length too for a free game, coming in at 2 hours or so-ish, and the bosses don't fuck about with the challenge. Some of them get really hard. There's also a bunch of chicks you can free from cages and buff potions similar to the badge system in Hollow Knight, so completionists can sink their teeth into that. And all things considered, if you're into bullet hell and those Metroidvania type games, you should give this one a play. I enjoyed it so much I'm even considering speedrunning it, but the list of games I want to learn speedruns for is so big that it will be a long time before I get round to giving that a try. Anyway, it's free, so just go play it right now. Anyway, that's it for me, so while you're trying that Bloody Hell game out, I'm gonna go polish off Death's Door and make some headway in Xenoblade, so peace.